If you feel stuck, if you feel like you're not going anywhere in life, if you feel like you deserve more, if you feel like you can do better, then stick around, because I'm gonna tell you something that should make you feel a lot better about where you're at and how you're feeling. Think about it. If you're getting driven nuts by the fact that you're not moving forward, if it's driving you crazy that you feel like you're built for more, but you just can't figure out where to put your time, energy, effort, and attention to be able to grow past where you're at, hear me out. That is a good thing. That's good, because you know who's not worried about their station in life? You know who's not worried about growth or success or making things happen or doing better for their family? Losers that are destined to stay stuck. Straight up. If you're worried, if you feel behind, if you're worried, if you're angry, if you're frustrated, I've been there. And people that are gonna stay stuck are never worried about the fact that they feel stuck, because they don't. They're gonna be those average people that are gonna live average lives. They're probably going to be overweight. They're probably going to be broke. They're probably gonna have the same job for decades, the same boss for decades. They're gonna keep punching the clock on the same day in and day out for years. And those people don't sit there and worry. They don't sit there and wonder, what am I capable of? What's my future look like? What's my potential? They never worry about what their potential is. They don't feel stuck. They don't feel behind. Sure, they probably get anxious. They probably worry about money, because like I said, they're probably going to be broke. They probably have low self-esteem and low confidence because they refuse to put in that time, energy, effort into themselves or growth. But if you're somebody that's willing to do that, if you're putting time into yourself, if you're worrying about the future, saying, dude, I got to figure something out, that tells me that you're going to figure it out someday, because the people that are going to stay stuck never think about that. The number one place that you can start, the easiest, lowest barrier to entry place that you can start, is by working on your mindset, by consuming the right type of content, is to start working on your body, your physical fitness. That's going to help with your drive, your grit, your determination. What you're going to do is you're going to prove to yourself that you can do hard things and that you can progressively do harder and harder things, okay? What that's going to do for your mind is insane. The growth trajectory that going to the gym consistently can have on your life is amazing. I've had so many of my clients, just from focusing on their nutrition and their training, make drastic changes to their life and to their income. I was going to say, fitness being one of them, mindset being another, and nutrition, because like I talked about in one of my previous videos, the gut and the brain are connected, okay? Just like your mouth health and your heart health, a lot of times you don't think they're connected. If you've got plaque in your teeth, you've got plaque in your heart. If you're feeding your stomach, if you're feeding your gut the wrong type of fuel, your brain is not gonna be at maximum capacity, okay? You're not gonna be functioning at optimum capacity in your head if you're eating garbage. So start by consuming the right type of motivational content, getting around people that inspire you to do better. Start taking your physical health more seriously and get your nutrition dialed in. I was talking about my clients that have made huge strides. I had one guy, he signed up, his blood work was terrible. His doctor called him and was like, dude, you're sick, you should be a vegan, you shouldn't even eat meat, like you're so fat, you've got all these problems wrong with you, like your blood work shows you've got all these things wrong with you. Don't come into my office if you're not planning on fixing it. He finally reached out to me. He's like, dude, I need to make a change. So got him on some supplements, got him on a clean eating regimen, got him lifting 6 days a week. His doctor, he went to the doctor, got blood work done. When the results came in, his doctor called him and said, what in the world are you doing? He's like, dude, I got on this program. I'm doing this fitness and nutrition program. He's like, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. He cleaned up all of his numbers on his blood work, everything, his cholesterol, his triglycerides, his heart. He was on medicine for his triglycerides, his cholesterol, his heart, his blood pressure. His doctor took him off of all of them, okay? So his mind is much clearer now. He's lost 40 pounds in 6 months. I mean, the dude had a big belly when he came to me. Now he's like right on the verge of having a six pack. But you know what he did the other day? He went out and he bought a camper trailer so that he could start Airbnb-ing it and making extra income. So not only did he get healthier, not only does he have a clearer mind, he's not drinking anymore either, Not only does he look better in the mirror because he's right on the edge of a 6-pack versus a freaking 18-pack beer belly, he's gonna start making more income, dude, because he's investing in himself. He went to a real estate mastermind a couple of months ago and he took action. He got inspired by getting around people that are doing better. He joined me on my weekly Zoom calls that I have with all my clients, where I know it's mostly a fitness and nutrition program on the outside, but when you really get into the community, into the family, you get on those group coaching calls. We don't talk much about fitness or nutrition. The plan is laid out for you. We talk about mindset, we talk about money, we talk about relationships, spirituality, we talk about the future, because I want my clients to win on all levels. Okay, so that was one guy. Another guy, he owns a big construction company in Arizona. He went to the same real estate mastermind. He's been to 2 of them so far. He went out and started an LLC. He bought a property. He did a fix and flip. It just hit the market. He's gonna make like 40 or 50 bands on that property. Dude, just from getting into the circle, okay? What happened was he was on one of my group coaching calls, and a buddy of mine, Austin Hancock, I had him on as a guest speaker, and he was talking about real estate, wealth creation, and what it can do for you. And since he had built the confidence through going to the gym, he'd started getting his mindset dialed in, he got his eating on point. He's like, you know what, dude, like, even though I'm a busy business owner that's running this big multi-million-dollar company out here, I wanna take this on. I wanna start creating wealth for my family, for my kids, for my grandkids, for my wife, etc. And yeah, he's about to close on his first fix and flip, and he's been putting in offers on other properties since then. I had another guy. He came to me January of 24, I believe. April of 25 right now. So he came to me January of 24. He was on antidepressants. He was on anti-anxiety medications, drinking alcohol, had a history with drugs. We got him off the antidepressants, off the anti-anxiety meds. Our first 90 days together, I think he lost 20 pounds. And then what happened was it was a 90-day program. His 90 days was up. He dipped. He's like, cool, I got this on my own. Full disclosure, he kind of went back to some old habits. He came back to me. He got sober, so sobered up. He's been sober ever since. He lost from July of 24 to January or February of 25, he lost 73 pounds. It was 73 pounds in 6.5 months. Those are the numbers. Lost 73 pounds. He went from working at a dead end restaurant job, making like $3K a month, to doing some, I'd have to let him tell you, but it's basically like financial planning type stuff. He also started an online fitness coaching business, and the gym that he started training at, the owner of the gym saw his gains, saw his progress, and said, hey, we have clientele, we don't have enough trainers. Do you want to become an in-person trainer? So he said, sure. So he was getting clients online. He was getting clients in person at the gym that he's been training out because he followed the training and the meal plan that I set him up with. So the guy, the owner of the gym, was seeing his results and went, holy crap, dude, like, do you want to start teaching people? Because they were that noticeable. I mean, 73 pounds, the dude's got abs that run from his freaking lower stomach all the way up into his chest. Or did I say abs? He's got, veins running from his hips all the way up into his chest. He's got striations in his shoulders. So he went from that dead end restaurant job to financial planning, which was an opportunity that he had tried to get into at one point before, but his life was not going the way that it needed to be. And so it was kind of a missed opportunity at that point. So he got a second shot doing that, in person and online training, made $12,500 his first week after he quit his dead end restaurant job, making $3K a month. Wild. His wife used to never see him. They worked at the same restaurant. He worked the 12-hour night shift. She worked the 12-hour day shift. They almost literally never saw each other. So those are the types of things that can happen if you get yourself in the room with the right people. A lot of those guys were on that Zoom meeting that Austin was in. They got inspired to keep going to masterminds, to keep self-developing. Not only did they do that, a lot of them are working on wealth creation, generating wealth for future generations, which is what the Bible tells us to do. A wise man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. So that's what a lot of these guys are working on. And so if you guys are looking to do better in life, you feel stuck where you're at, don't worry. That tells me that you're gonna be successful in the future. If you want one of the lowest barrier to entry ways to start working on your mindset, your physical health, losing fat, building muscle, getting your eating right, which are skills that you need to learn that were never taught, that will literally last you a lifetime. You'll feel better, you'll be healthy inside and out, because we'll take a look at your blood work. We'll make sure that you're actually hitting those markers, you're supplementing properly, your nutrition is matching what you need for your goals and where you're at in life. I mean, I've had successful business owners that make multi-millions of dollars a year, but they're skinny, like 130 pounds. And the dude told me, he's like, bro, I have the house, I have the cars, I have the wife, I have the family, I have the business, I'm making all this money. But when I look at myself in the mirror, I feel like a little kid. I'm 130 pounds and 6 foot tall. Like, I should feel like a man. So that guy wanted to stack on some muscle. Other guys, they're like, dude, it feels weird putting this Rolex on this baby fat wrist because I'm 300 pounds. I need to lose some weight so that I can feel confident in myself when I'm going to these meetings and doing what I do as an executive. It doesn't matter the clothes you wear, the watch you own, the car you drive, if you don't feel good in here, okay? And if you're a construction worker like I used to be, if you're a blue collar guy and you know that you're built for more, that is okay. A lot of people will tell you, be happy where you're at. You have a good job. Don't worry about what these other people are doing. Dude, the world is always gonna have enough construction workers. The world needs successful people that are gonna carry the torch. They're gonna be creative. They're gonna help people change their lives. That could be you. And I think it needs to be, because if you feel called to that, you have to chase your calling. So back to what I was saying. If you want to get into one of the lowest barrier to entry ways of fully transforming your life and shaping your future, send me a DM on Instagram, shoot me a comment on here on YouTube. I will get you set up with a program that will, if you follow the steps, dramatically, drastically, forever change your life and the trajectory of your future. Hope to talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you feel stuck, don't fret. That's a sign that you're gonna be successful in the future, because broke people, average people, losers, never worry about where they're at. They just complain about the weather.